Travis Wayne Goodsell. So I was expecting an Amazon delivery today of the backlogged ancient Egyptian calendars for the years 2022 and 2023. As I've got the collection back to 2013, I think, 14, 13. They're still boxed somewhere, but I didn't get 2022 or 2023 because of the attack by the church. And so yeah, it's kind of a miracle to be free and to be able to get some of the necessary stuff for the recording of the history of the people, the Mormons of the latter days, as apparently Mormons have chosen to be utterly destroyed rather than be saved in Zion. So it looks like I'll be sitting in a cave doing the abridgment. Bastards. So yeah, what happened? So my address for some reason was weirdly numbered, but they made up for it by putting the number in big block print on the front of the building. And so it shouldn't be missed, and yet it was today, as the driver refused to read my instructions that would help him find his way on the path to the Tree of Life. And instead he thought he knew better and veered off the path of the iron rod and got lost in the midst of darkness and fell into the river of filthy waters, and I would have to return to the great and spacious, abominable church building. All because he didn't want to hearken to me. And so yeah, I was watching. I couldn't do anything just in case he got a clue and figured it out. I was watching for 3 hours of him just sitting there and then moving and then going back and moving and going back. Oh my God. He couldn't figure it out. It was too complicated for him. And yes, that's why I put in instructions, so that the driver, if they hearkened to me, would find his way and make it to the Tree of Life, so that this wouldn't have happened. So yeah, I'll have to wait till tomorrow. And so tomorrow I'm gonna have to hold off on shopping, as it could be anywhere from 6 in the morning to 8 p.m. as a priority. Oh my God. So what a mess. And so yes, Joseph Smith also warns Mormons, specifically Mormons, that their Christ in the latter days would be calling out to them to hearken. And those Mormons who hearken would live. Those who didn't hearken would put their lives in jeopardy unto utter destruction. And so this, you probably recognize the Tree of Life. If you don't, and you're like, what is he talking about? That's weird. Oh my God, you're a Mormon and you don't know the Book of Mormon. Because it's before the Isaiah passages, isn't it? Yes, it is. You should know it. And so, yeah, you have Lehi at the Tree of Life in his dream. And so Father Joseph Smith Sr. sees his family and beckons them. It's the same dream. That's where it came from. When Joseph Smith lost 116 pages, Sr. had to rewrite him. And so he put in his dreams that he had in New Hampshire about the Tree of Life from Jewish Kabbalah. And thus the reason why the learning of the Jews, language of the Egyptians, and the Tree of Life with the religion that Mormons are supposed to be. You're supposed to know and learn Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, so that you can understand the meaning of the tree, as well as understand the Book of Mormon properly, that it is not a literal history. And so, yeah, the imagery in the dream is very clear, and in case it isn't clear, they define it for us. And so the iron rod is the Word of God that you're supposed to hearken to. If you choose not to hearken to the Word of God, off the path you go, and you get lost. And so this is what they're trying to talk about, is the latter days, Mormons. You're going to have your Christ start his ministry in Utah in 2017. And, well, they actually prophesy how Mormons will treat them. So, 48, he stands on Mount Olympus, is wounded in his hands and his feet, and shows them in a YouTube video. Okay, so in 49, Mormons, instead of hearkening to him, as he's able to go on the internet to all the ends of the earth who have the option of hearing it, they're going to laugh at him. Mormons are going to laugh at their Christ. They're going to mock him in verse 50. They're going to scorn him. And they're going to watch for him to commit iniquity. Do you believe it? Do you know who your Christ is so that you can confirm that this has been fulfilled? What about me? If I were to be the Christ, how have you been treating me, Mormons? Have you been treating me inasmuch as you do it unto the least of these, my brethren? You've done it unto me. Have you done it unto me? So are you sure you wouldn't do it to your Christ too? And then they're going to look at him and go, what are these wounds in your hands and your feet? These are the wounds I was wounded in the house of my friends. I am Emmanuel who was crucified. I am your Christ. And then Mormons are going to weep. Yeah, that ain't going to be fulfilled, is it? I don't see how it's going to happen. You missed the Exodus. 2020 was the Exodus. The Christ parted the waters for you to pass through on dry land and you missed it. There was also another event that took place that was causing death, yet you still missed the Exodus. You did not hearken. You instead were laughing, mocking, scorning, watching for iniquity, instead of hearkening. So, section 1, verse 16. After explaining that the temple ceremony has gone astray off into forbidden paths, it needs to be set in order. Doctrine and Covenants 85:7. The Mormons are not giving heed to him, and they're going to be utterly destroyed because they've strayed from the washing and anointings and have broken the monogamous sealing covenant. And so they don't seek their Christ to establish his righteousness. They're not hearkening to him. But every Mormon does their own thing. After the image of Jesus, their own God, whom they created as an idol, and it will perish, just like Babylon, the great and abominable church, which shall fall. Do you believe it? No? Because the church is true. It's not going to fall. Joseph Smith is a liar, right? The church is true, therefore Joseph is a liar. His prophecies will not come to pass. Because there's more prophecies about how the church is going to fall. But if you believe in Joseph, then the church is false. It's a great and abominable church, and it has to fall. But if the church is true, then Joseph Smith is false. But if Joseph Smith is false, and he's the founder of this church, which is true, then it's not true because the founder is false. You see the conundrum you're in? Joseph Smith has to be true, and in order for Joseph Smith to be true, so that your church has a chance of being true, it isn't true. Wow, that's deep, Travis. So hearken, because we're now in the period of the climate change disasters. And I gave you warning after the election last year. This is now the time where the climate change destruction is going to happen. 3rd Nephi, chapters 8 through 10. We're there. And it's happening. Amazing. But I can't be a prophet. Nelson's a prophet. Because Joseph's a prophet. And therefore, the church is true.